today I'm doing a tier list that is going to be how I feel about each of the classes on the way to Master Rank 1600. So, I will be talking about classes that I have experience in. The S tier is the super easy tier, where I feel that this class is super easy to get through. I don't spend much time in it, I just breeze right through that. Then we have the A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier will be death, the classes and ranks that I just cannot seem to get out of no matter what I do. Expert 5 through 3, I'm gonna just kind of have to put all in B tier because I haven't been in those in a while. If you were Masters, and then for previous seasons you start in Veteran, so it's kind of hard to rank down that far into Expert, so I haven't been an Expert in a while, but I assume it's probably B tier. I have been in Experts 2 and 1 because of ranking down enough where I've had enough lose streaks, and it's not that hard. They're not like super easy to get through or anything, because it's already tilting enough that you have to be an Expert if you were a previous season's Masters player. But they're not that bad. And yes, I did make these images myself earlier today because I could not think of a better way to do this. So sorry if the images are a little tragic to look at, but we're vibing with what we've got. So moving to Veteran. Veteran Class 1 is not death, but it's definitely C tier. Because if you're in Vet 1, it's probably because you rank down and you're trying to switch over to Ultra, and then for some reason you're constantly switching between Ultra 1 and Veteran 1. I'll go in the actual reverse order that it should be. I jumped the gun on Vet 1. But Vet 5, 4, and 3, I would say, are B tier, because it's not super easy to rank up through them, because sometimes there's tilting games that happen in Veteran, but it's also not horrible. So I would say that these are where these go. I haven't played in these classes for a while, but I would say that they all kind of just sit in this B tier. And Vet 2, again, I would say is C tier. It can be hard to rank out of it into Vet 1, and there's so much pressure on it, because if you get to Vet 1 from Vet 2, then you're almost to Ultra, and it's not good players yet, so everything's weirdly sweaty, even though it's not that good. So I think I mainly am gonna know what's going on in the Ultra rank and the Masters rank ones, because I haven't been in a lot of these classes, but let me know what you think about each of them as you rank through Veteran and Expert. But this is kind of where I see these, since just from being in them once or twice throughout the past couple seasons. So Ultra, I would say that ranking out of Ultra 5 is super easy. Ranking out of Ultra 5, you don't stay in Ultra 5 for very long. Ranking out of Ultra 5 is super easy. But then once you're in the rest of Ultra, it is not. You get, Ultra 5, you're oh, I made it to Ultra, and then you get a couple wins and you're in Ultra 4, and you think oh, okay, this is not going to be that bad because getting out of Ultra 5 was super easy. But no, it's so much worse. Ultra is horrible because everyone at the start of the season is in Ultra, so the skill disparity is ridiculous. So after you get out of Ultra 5, your Ultra 4 experience is pretty bad. Ultra 3 is death. Ultra 3, for some reason, is one of the worst situations to be in. But Ultra 2, it gets a little bit better. Still not great, but it gets a little bit better. Ultra 3, for some reason, is the sweatiest position that you could possibly be in. I don't know why it's like that, but it's super and same Ultra 1. And I'm sure this is the one that people will agree with me on, because Ultra 1, somehow you're in Ultra 1 with 3 diamonds, and then you lose everything, and then you're back in Ultra 3, and then you're in this hell again. So, speaking from experience this season, and also previous seasons, Ultra is just sweaty. especially at the start of the season. I don't know about like later in the season or anything, but especially at the start of the season, Ultra is super, super sweaty. So moving into the Master rank, Masters 1200 to 1300, super easy. In my humble opinion, getting to Masters 300 is super easy, 1300. Masters 1300 to 1400, absolute death. Horrible. Horrible. Awful. Masters 1300 is the same as Ultra 3 and Ultra 1. I don't know why it's like this, but Masters 1300, you're there forever, and it feels like you can never escape Masters 13 to 1400. You can never get out of it. You're like getting close, you get over 1350 and you're like, oh, only a couple more games, like I just gotta win a couple more, and then you just stay there. And this is definitely speaking from experience this season, because if you've been watching my stream today, you've watched me lose like 3 games in a row of games that I don't even know what was going on. Like, it wasn't even Pokemon Unite anymore. It was a different game that was happening. I have no idea. I don't even know if I'm getting out of 1300 this season. No idea. 1300 is a terrible place. If you can rank out of 1300 as fast as you can, I would recommend doing so. 1400 though is not that bad. 1400 is pretty fine. After 1300 jail, 1400 kind of, maybe it's not that great, but after 1300 it kind of feels pretty decent. So I would say it's an A tier. It's not the super easy one, but it's pretty good. It's not that bad. I like it. I hope I can get there someday, but you know, we're sitting in 1300. It doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Finally, 1500 to 1600, the last 100 rank you need to get your season sticker. I think it's C tier. And it may be controversial. I don't know what everyone thinks, because there are players who are good and I'm not one of them. But 1500 to 1600 isn't as bad as the 1300 jail. It's not as bad as Ultra 1 or Ultra 3. But it's not the best either, because it's sweaty and everyone's trying to get there, and it's like usually the last like final stretch of the season and everyone's trying to get there. It's not that bad, but it's fine. This is the tier list that I have for ranking up to Masters 1600 throughout the season. Let me know what you think about this list and where you would put these different classes for your ranking up. Maybe someday I will get out of 1300 jail, but for now, that's where we're stuck. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to my live tier list of ranking to Masters 1600. Hope you enjoyed.